to this week's edition of WBJU's Trending. I'm Chelsea Moss.
And I'm Caitlin Unruh. This week we will be highlighting one key event going on, Valentine's Day. Now, as many of you can imagine, this holiday may carry mixed views. Couples love it, others may loathe it, but most of us do observe it in some way or another, even if that is just buying on-sale chocolate the day after.
Well, Valentine's Day can be a big deal for dating couples on campus. This is a chance for guys to shower their significant others with gifts, flowers, cards, and of course, chocolate. Who can forget that, right?
Valentine's is also a great opportunity for guys to ask young lady out on a first date. But with all the implied pressure that the day brings, others on campus choose to enjoy their day with their closest friends.
So some gift ideas we've already been over. Of course, chocolate. I think that's kind of a requirement for Valentine's Day.
Of course.
But most girls enjoy flowers. You know, there's always stuffed animals, but how many stuffed animals really do you need?
Not that many. Your bed only holds a couple. But also, like, for gifts for guys, like, there's so many different things. I've seen bacon wrapped roses.
Wow. I don't know how many guys would want a bacon wrapped rose.
It's flour and food in the same thing.
This is true. This is true. Also, you know, just a good night out, a good dinner. You know, there's also on campus, we have Love and Laughter, those theatrical performances going on. So that would be a fun date idea.
There's a bunch of different things going on around campus this weekend. So for a closer look behind our focus on Valentine's Day, we have Meredith Hamilton in the studio with two special guests.
Thank you, Caitlin. Today we have Mr. and Mrs. Gamet with us in the studio. Mr. Gamet serves as the Bruins Sports Information Director, and Mrs. Gamet teaches for the JMC faculty here on campus. They're going to be answering some questions about their earliest Valentine's Day experiences. Thank you guys for coming by. It's great to have you here today. So tell me, I hear you guys have a pretty interesting story of how you, Mr. Gamet, asked Mrs. Gamet out on a date. You want to tell us about that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was back when we were both in school ages ago, and we were both working the White Glove broadcast at the time. I was on air doing the I believe it was like the 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock shift, somewhere around there. And the producer of the show was one of my best friends, and we were talking before the show. I mean, he knew I had a pretty big crush on her. And so we were talking throughout the course of the show about a creative way for me to ask her out. And so I'm talking to my producer during one of the commercial breaks, and I said, you know what would be fun? You know, why don't we just ask her out over the air? And that'd be great. And the producer says, yeah, that's great. And if she says no, you can just play it off as a joke, like, oh, I was just kidding. So sure enough, we came up with our little plan on the fly, and during the next commercial break, or during the next spot, we had her call in and asked her to go to Artist Series with me, and then the rest is history.
And she said yes.
She did. It was kind of brilliantly planned, because I knew she wouldn't be mean enough to say no to somebody.
I'm not gonna say no on the air. That's rude.
Yeah. Were you surprised? Were you like, oh my word, what do I say?
Yes, I was definitely surprised, and it was kind of like, well, I'll give it a try. Why not?
See, and I knew that.
You know, carpe diem.
That's right.
All right, well, now we're going to move into our time trivia portion of the show. You'll have
ready.
30 questions to answer. 30 seconds to answer as many questions as you can.
Okay.
Ready?
We got
Let's
this.
do it.
All right. When did the two of you meet?
2007.
Did you have any unique Valentine's days as students?
Our first Valentine's Day dating, he wrote a song and told me he loved me.
I played it on my guitar, and
Oh, good job, man.
absolutely.
Good job. Chocolate or flowers, Mrs. Gamet?
Yes.
Good answer.
All of the above.
Okay, but what is the best Valentine's Day gift that you have received?
It better be from me.
I would say, probably chocolate. One time she did a Reese's, which is my favorite candy, themed bag, and everything was Reese's, so it was wonderful.
Nice. It sounds delicious. All right, well, we are out of time. Thank you so much for coming to play with us today, and we're going to check in with some students now to hear their opinions on Valentine's Day. Let's take a look.
Candy.
Money.
Love. I think it's a really fun holiday just to celebrate the people that you care about in your life.
It's a fun day. I mean, it's a good time to spend with that special someone.
It's basically I'm single.
Is a day to celebrate friends and get a lot of chocolate.
I actually honestly feel like Valentine's Day is kind of overrated.
Sometimes it's overrated.
A hockey jersey from my favorite hockey team.
A massive Reese's peanut butter cup heart.
A giant Reese's heart.
have actually never received a really good Valentine's Day gift.
I think we're going hiking, yes?
Spend it with my favorite person.
We are gonna Netflix.
I'm hoping to go to the plays in the evening.
We're going to build a chicken coop and have chicken for breakfast. And it's gonna be the chicken day.
As you can see, there is a broad range of views and opinions towards Valentine's Day, so it's definitely going to make for quite the interesting weekend.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For Trending, I'm Caitlin Unruh.
And I'm Chelsea Moss. Have a great weekend.